Hey guys, and welcome to another money making method on my channel. If you've been enjoying the videos I've been putting up lately, please like and subscribe to the channel. It's really helping me out and we are expanding very quickly. So in this episode we are going to do something tied in with a divination skill, and that is transmuting. Transmuting is basically using divine energy and transforming certain items in the game into something else. Now it's not often that these methods can be used to benefit or make profit. Normally it's changing an item which doesn't have use into something which does have use for the loss of GP. However, there's a few items at the minute which do actually make profits, and through this action you are going to get some divination XP while doing something quite AFK. I managed to find two methods which are very decent profits as well, so I'm going to go over these two and show you what to do and how much money you can make. So the first one is the Portents of Restoration. Basically what this does, it auto heals for yourself once it's in the invo. So this is going to cost a total of 60 incandescent energy and 1 rocktail. So if I was just going to price check that now, so it is 60 energy and 1 rocktail. So that is 17k invested to make that. And as you can see by when we go to create it, it's selling for 19k, so that is 2k profit per Portent Restoration. Now once you see how quickly you can make them, I'll just make 10 now. It doesn't take long for you to sort of rack these up quite quick, and that means it's profits per hour. So even though it's a low profit per sort of time we make a portent, with the speed we're going to make them per hour, that is what will bring your profit up per hour. And as you can see as well, with something like this, it is a bit of a high divination requirement, but you will make profit. To make this, it is 97 divination, and you will get some XP along the way as well. So the other one as well, it is something you're going to make a lot of money off, but it's something that you're heavily limited by buy limits. Now, buy limits is something I've talked about in a lot of videos before. Because something has a buy limit doesn't mean we should stay away from it. It's something we should be buying while we're doing something else. So in this case, I've been buying Onyx Dust. You might have seen it in a couple of videos beforehand, and this is why I've been doing it for a while, because it's limited to a 1k per 4 hour cap. Now, Onyx Dust can be transformed. It involves transforming. So you take 100 Onyx Dust and you take 250 incandescent energies, all in for just over 1 mil. Now, Onyx is at the minute are practically outpriced, so they're not moving price at all. So the price you're selling for is 1 mil and 65k, which is a profit of 50k. You can also outcome, if you are so inclined to, at just over 1,080,000 coins each. So that's also a profit of roughly 60k. So to work the profit out for the Onyx, it is those two prices together. So it was 1,017k. The sell price is here, which is 1,065k, and the out price is 1,080k. So in terms of a profit, if we're going to out, we're looking at 63k. If we're going to sell, we're looking at something like 40k. But again, that's just per transaction or per action we do in terms of doing this. Now, if we had a big enough stockpile, if you were to do this for a full hour, you could make something a lot more in terms of profit. However, because you're hindered by the buy limits, that is why you can't do such a thing, unless you put a big offer in the GE, like I put a 50k offer in of Onyx Dust on the GE. So I could try and make this method work for an hour to see if it was realistic to get your money to work for you while you go and do something like Slayer. And that is what I always push for everyone to do while you're doing something else in the game. So for me, I've been either doing Daggenoffs, or I've been slaying, or I've been doing something else. While I'm not doing bank standing or anything with my GP, I'm making sure it works for me into the Grand Exchange by buying things like Onyx Bolt Tips to Fletch, Onyx Dust to transmute into Onyxes, and other items which I'll eventually be using to make profit eventually when I get the time and when I want to decide I want to do it. So for this case, we're going to make 2 just to prove that they do sell and that we do have the profit. Actually deciding that, I'm going to do 1 just so I can compare profits as well. So just make 1 of those. So that is an Onyx. So we're going to go to the GE now just to sell these and just prove that they do work at the profits. The good thing is with the Onyx as well, because the out value is actually higher than the sell value, you've got guaranteed profit either way. As long as the Onyx Dust doesn't get too high, it's actually profitable to do this method. You are just hampered by that 1,000 every 4 hour buy limit. So as you can see here, I'm getting to a point now where I'm nearly there to where I can try this 50k. I'm pretty sure I can do 50k in an hour. And if I was to make 500 at something like 40k profit, it will make something like 200 mil an hour, which you can't moan at for something which has just been sat in my GE buying for a week. So that is things I try and do as well. I know people ask as well, why you got such an offer in for Onyx Bolts. At one point, Onyx Bolts were actually a decent flip. They had something like a 200, 300 GP margin, so that's why it's just sat there. I actually throw them in my bank to auto-alch. They go to my alchemizer as well, so that is why they are there. So important are restorations. We'll sell all of these. So they have sold. They have actually gone over mid. So they're just under 21k each. So if we just check the price of what we spent for that. So you're making best part of 3.8k per portent to restoration. The items as well have got a very high buy limit. So you can do this pretty much for an hour, pretty much very easy. And yeah, you can make, I think the wiki quote is something around 8 to 9 mil per hour, which for a divination method where you just can be bank standing and it's just one-click transaction, it's yeah, very, very good. The onyx as well, pretty much a foolproof way to make GP because it's hidden by the out price of the onyx. You're not going to lose money unless the onyx just gets to a point where it's not worth doing, which is why, again, check your margins. It's going to be a way to make some daily, weekly money every time you do it, and it's just free profit. So I'll probably end up alching these because it's an extra 15k and it's a lot, it's not too much of a problem. Even if it's 52k, if that's 52k we've made in one transaction or one action on the skilling bar. But divination at the minute's got quite a few decent money making methods. If any more pop up, I'll definitely be making some more because I think it's a sort of forgotten about skill. People just put it to one side once they've got 99. But there's certain things about it which can make a lot of money and not just harvesting energy. So these are the two transmuting methods. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it good. If you have, please like the video. If you've got any other methods or anything you want me to look into, please let me know in the comments and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys in the next video.